Hello, we're the group responsible for Project E605B for testing the questionnaires. I'm Chun Sing Sui,
John Wills.
Travis Folsom.
and we're gonna talk about this project really quick. We're gonna start off here with the questionnaire controller tests, and we see here at the beginning there is a setup method that creates some controllers and responses and requests, as well as set like a default fixture that we could use later on, as well as log in a user as a default as an admin. There's also a helper method here that allows you to log in as a different user for each of the tests if you want to.
All right, so in this questionnaire controller test, we're actually going through and testing each of the major functions of the questionnaire controller. So we're testing editing, deleting, creating, and everything that goes along with that. There are a variety of tests. Some are testing invalid inputs. Others are testing trying to do things with different users. For example, trying to delete a questionnaire as a student, which would be not allowed. So just kind of scrolling through some of the tests that were covered. Here's a basic test, testing editing the questionnaire, questionnaire name. Another test for editing an existing questionnaire. All right, and here's testing saving advice, which is one of the methods of the controller. It saves an advice fixture here. It changes the text of the advice. Here we're editing the instruction URL. So that's another test here. So we've got a variety of tests. We don't have to go through each one, but here's one trying to create a questionnaire with a student user, which is actually not allowed. So we're checking that we're actually redirected to a denied path, and that the questionnaire was not actually created. So that's the basic summary here of what we're testing. Trying to test the different constraints of the questionnaires being created with regard to the users that are logged in, the inputs such as min and max score, the names, and testing invalid inputs as well as valid inputs.
So here's an example of one of the unit tests. All four unit tests basically test the same function, and so they're basically the same code, just in four different files. All it is testing the get weighted score method and making sure that it does not return a nil value and that is in fact the correct value.
All right, now we discuss just how to run our tests. Running the controller tests, we're just going to run the test here from RubyMine. And we'll have to bring up the display here to show that it's running. So all the tests pass except for this delete test, which we think we've actually potentially uncovered a bug in the questionnaire controller. So here is the questionnaire model, I'm sorry. So here is the error message we're getting. It says that it cannot find the association has many, it cannot find that association. So after we wrote the test and realized it was failing, we went over to the questionnaire model, and we see that it has many assignment questionnaire, which is the name of this association. But then we see it has many assignments through assignment questionnaires. So it seems like this shouldn't have an S here. So actually when we delete that S and rerun the test, it's actually going to pass the test. So we're not sure if that's something that actually should be changed or if it's actually a bug, but it appears to be a bug. We didn't want to actually fix that because we weren't sure what implications it would have on the rest of the system. But we can see now that the test delete test is actually working now. And running the unit tests is exactly the same process for each of the different models that we wrote unit tests for. And since those only had basically one method to test, they were pretty quick. So that's how to run our tests, and that concludes this presentation.